With all the eyes and talks on poke checking and skating and ones, here's something in the controls that isn't getting talked about, and that's this manual switch player mechanic that has been added to the NHL series, similar to the way FIFA does it. If there's too much information on the screen for you, don't worry, I will cut everything right out. You can still obviously switch with the RT or R2 button, but if you want to go crazy and advanced, you can hold down the RT or R2 button when you don't have the puck, obviously, to choose who you want to control. You choose by moving the right stick. Last year, holding down the RT or R2 button made it so that you switch to the last man back. But now that they've added this new mechanic, you now have to press the right stick in after holding down RT or R2 to do that. And then I also want you guys to be aware of canceling out the manual switch by holding down RT, which you should already be doing if you're in the middle of that, and then pressing LB just like you were canceling a pass. So we're gonna head on over to Little Caesars Arena with my controller in hand. First, I set up a game with my friend just to show you guys how this works. After this, I'll show you guys the mechanic in action in an actual game. This first part was just trying to figure out the controls and everything, but it shows off the last man back controls. As you saw, I hit RT or R2 and then pushed the right stick in, and it went to the man that's furthest back. From here, I learned exactly just how this manual player switching works. Now, it takes some getting used to, so you might have to dedicate a few games solely to trying out this control scheme. What I was doing here is I held my right trigger or R2 button down the whole time, and I just moved around with the right stick, and anytime I moved it, it switched players. I'm going to slow it down for you guys because at normal speed, it's very confusing to see. You'll see the player switch, and then I'm already going to be trying to switch to the next player, so you're going to be looking down and not seeing anything. Now, obviously, your opponent is never just going to be standing still like this for you, so you won't be able to just casually switch through your players. So again, we'll see the examples in action, but whenever you do this, you'll likely only push the right stick in a direction once while holding down the right trigger or R2 button. Also, if you haven't noticed this, it was very difficult for me to switch to the guy in the middle when doing this control scheme. So that is one con about it. The other con is trying to cancel the manual switch. I don't think it's working as intended, or if it is, I just wouldn't design it this way. Or maybe if I would design it this way, I would call it something else. So what happens is I'm going to manually switch, hold down the bumper, and the first instance of moving my right stick, it's gonna go through, but nothing after that will go through. And then if you want to stay to that player, you have to let go of the manual switch button first and then let go of the cancel button. It's definitely not a control scheme you can just pick up on your first game and master it right away. But if you get used to it, I'm sure you won't complain as much about not using the right player on defense. Next, we're gonna head over to Wells Fargo Center in Philly to test it out. The initial draw, not a whole lot of player switching going on, but he's gonna gift me a breakaway, so why not show it off as, I don't score on it, that's okay. Most of this game, I'm in his zone, and so that means there's not a whole lot of player switching going on. In this case, I switched to the bottom right guy first, then to the left, then back to the right, and back to the left. And I finish him off with the poke check. Here, my opponent wanted to ruin my video by scoring a goal. He's going to get this puck back while I'm trying to desperately manual switch around. He gets the puck back, a quick wrister, quick deflection. He goes up on the board first, as I'm spamming the A button for like 5 straight minutes to skip this. As if that's gonna make any difference. So we'll just answer back real quick and show him who's boss. But this next area is going to show a real good moment where I was player switching to the person that I wanted to the whole time. First, I switched down low to take away the one-timer, then I switched back, then to the top right, then a few more switches somewhere, everywhere, whatever. Finally to the bottom left to block the shot. Because all that crazy action was happening in real time and it was very hard to see or understand what I was thinking, we're going to slow down to unfold this madness. Notice I wasn't holding down the trigger, the manual switch button the whole time, as I was only going for one player at a time. I didn't really cancel the manual switch at all either, as, well, if I'm not switching from player to player all the time with the right stick being moved around everywhere, it's kind of useless. There does end up being a penalty on the play, but it's not my fault as one of my players went to block the shot. And then here's a scenario in the neutral zone, similar idea with my player switching. You'll see me moving around both the left stick and the right stick at the same time. Again, we'll slow this play down so you can see it for yourself. I've already done the input for the bottom left guy. As soon as he passes it, I switch over to the bottom right guy, then back over to the left so we can be on his forehand side and poke the puck away from him. That's pretty much the whole idea of this new player switching mechanic. This is just a brief video explaining how it works, understanding the basics and the concept of it. I'll leave you guys with these 2 nice goals I scored against this guy. When NHL 19 drops, I'll be sure to come back to it so that we can get it mastered, and I'll let you know about all of the tricks that I found with it. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think of it in the comments.